Welcome to Strip Cover Lit. I'm Adrian Fort.
And I'm Dalton Gentry.
And we're here with Book Haul.
This is the Relapse Bookhaul.
We tried to stay away.
Because every time I go to see Adrian, I say, hey, let's film. You're like, oh, well, let's stop by Barnes & Noble. It's a good idea.
That was not me.
Barnes & Noble's a great idea, Dalton.
No.
Oh, Dalton, you got extra cash in your pocket, Barnes & Noble.
No.
So?
Here's the story. We do the patron thing, right, with the figures, okay? So the first two places we go to don't have anything that we're looking for. We put thought into the figures for patrons. Okay, we sometimes get shit for the fact that no you don't. We really do. Okay, so we're in a place called Zona Rosa in Kansas City, which is a giant outdoor shopping mall. We go to a place and we find what we're looking for, right?
We do.
We put everything together. Mm-hmm. And so if we did not find everything at this one shop, Dalton says, well, we could go over to Barnes & Noble and see if they have them there. We know they have a few things here and there in Barnes & Noble. It's like, yeah, it's a good idea. And Dalton says, well, you know, I've got $40 to burn anyway. So I say, yeah, let's look. So we're looking, and we find everything. We put everything together, and Dalton says, you know, I got $40 to burn anyway. What? You want to go to Barnes & Noble? No, yeah, that's fine. We can. You know, we got everything. Yeah, but you know, I got $40. You want to go to Barnes & Noble?
Much like our entire college career, you're remembering it wrong.
No, don't.
Because that is not what happened.
That is what happened.
You're the bad guy here.
I'm not always the bad guy. 80% of the time, 85, 92, somewhere in there, probably yes.
But let's put that aside, because money spent on books is good money spent.
You know, Adrian, I've got a couple things I got to pick up anyway.
Money spent on books is good money spent.
Okay.
And I would like to point out, while I'm here, once I had picked up a couple of books, Adrian's like, you should get a couple more. I'm like, he's like, oh, need this. And then on the way out the door, you're like, oh, that's $6. Why don't you get that?
These things look, I'm able to admit guilt when it happens. So I admitted that guilt.
But we both spent our money on books, so let's talk about what we have. Would you like to go first, second?
You talked me into this one, so we're going to put this one first. By popular demand, I hate the internet, and I hate everyone on the internet, and I hate everyone who's ever watched any of our videos. So there. And apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, because these comments apparently happened in the Harry Potter comment section. There's a call to arms for us to read Lord of the Rings. So we've got Lord of the Rings here. This is disgusting.
I'm excited.
This is disgusting. Okay, so here's one of the things that Tolkien often catches hell for. He describes every blade of grass on the way, right?
Yes.
Random page here. The sun was now high, and it shone through the half-stripped branches of the trees and lit the clearing in the with bright patches of light. They halted suddenly on the edge and peered through the tree trunks, holding their breath. There stood 2 trolls, 3 large trolls. One was stooping, the other 2 stood staring at him. This is awful. This is going to kill me.
I'm so excited.
This is going to kill me. We're doing this when? September?
September. That's when we read Lord of the Rings. That's what happens every September.
Is this even broken into chapters? What is this?
You are absolutely going to love this.
This is size 8.5 font, by the way.
Let me get past the prologue. Here.
Okay, here's my key for whether or not to read it.
11st birthday. Words like that will make you so happy.
Shut up. 11st. If it's numbered, I read it when I read a book.
All right.
Your prologue is numbered. Prologues, that's not a prologue. That's part of the fucking story.
Okay.
It's part of the fucking story. What's one of yours?
I'm so excited for you. This is the one that you told me that I have to get because it was like $6. It's $8, excuse me. But this is okay. I'm all right with this. I have a classic works collection, 2 novels, 19 short stories, F. Scott Fitzgerald. I fell in love with The Great Gatsby when I read it for the first time. I've always been enamored with the idea of Fitzgerald, so I've got this. This is broken down to, I have This Side of Paradise, and I have The Beautiful and the Damned, or The Beautiful and Damned. And then I have 2 sets of short stories. And this looks wonderful. And Bernice Bobs her hair is in there, so I'm screwed. But this is it seems to be the ultimate Fitzgerald collection. We're gonna have plenty of short stories to build through, so it's good. This is all right.
I picked up This Is Not a Writing Manual by Carrie Majors, including chapter headings such as "Sorry, but yes, you do have to get a real job." This from the back cover. You're an aspiring writer. Maybe you've just discovered your love of words and dream of being a novelist someday. Maybe you've been filling notebooks with science fiction stories since middle school. Maybe you're contemplating an English degree, but you don't know what the heck you're going to do with it. The last thing you need is another preachy writing manual telling you how you should write. So I picked it up.
Let me push back that title page because our dear friend Monse a while back tweeted this at us. This is definitely a strip cover lit quote from Bukowski. Fuck the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
No, but yes.
The 9 to 5 is the worst thing that ever happened to people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I love it. All right, I have American Psycho from Bret Easton Ellis. Because when going to the bookstore with Adrian, you should know Adrian will have a say in what you're purchasing. If it's wrong, he'll let you know, and if it's right, he'll put it in your hand. So you preach this a lot.
Yeah.
We've read a lot of snippets from this, so I don't really want to push any more from it.
We're definitely going to get around to it for the channel.
For the channel, and if I would like to preface Mr. All Tolkien's 400 pages. This is 400 pages, and this is a larger size book.
But that's literature, though.
But Tolkien is literature. Tolkien is literature, sir.
Someone yell at me in the comments and tell me why I'm wrong that J.R.R. Tolkien is not literature.
You are about ready to have a mob in the comments. Your move.
I got a book as well for $8. 50 Psychology Classics. These are essays from psychology. Steven Pinker. We got. Okay, let me get here. Steven Pinker, I know, is a big name. We got. I know there's going to be Milton Erickson. I recognize that. Anna Freud, Sigmund Freud, Malcolm Gladwell. So we've got some big names in here. From the back cover, this is the Curious Reader's Guide to Popular Psychology, an invitation to embark on a journey more than a century in the making, composed of excerpts from 50 classic books and covering hundreds of groundbreaking ideas. 50 psychology classics explores foundations of the field, as well as contemporary writings. Now, one of the things I've wanted to get into with the channel is essays.
Okay.
And essays, and I guess these are book excerpts, which would do well for quickie style videos. Doesn't necessarily have to be the both of us doing it. It would just be like the quickies, one of us breaking down an essay, or there's actually one in this lovely Gore Vidal book behind me about the novel that I would like to do one on.
Isn't that a lovely Gore Vidal book?
It is a lovely
Gore Vidal book. Just humbling.
Yes.
That Gore Vidal would just be dropped on us like that. So
Skinner's in here.
Okay.
Jean Piaget. Oliver Sacks. How come I didn't see these people? Carl Jung.
Next up,
finally,
Love's Ripening. You have a copy of this as well.
Yes.
Rumi?
Why is that?
Because Adrian says, we need more poetry.
Because
we need more poetry. And Adrian says, here, buy this. And then Adrian says...
Technically, I said, oh, we'll buy that.
Oh, I have Shambhala Publications if I'd like to see a copy of our latest catalog of books and audios. And then Adrian says, wait, can we use this for the channel? And we're like, yeah, he's ancient. And we discussed this. So I look it up. I'm like, yeah, he died in 1490-something.
12, I thought.
Or 1290-something. I'm like, yeah, I think we're safe. We're safe.
Yeah, Rumi's one that I think BookTube needs a little bit more of.
So, plenty of poetry here. Plenty of stuff for the channel. And I'm hoping good reading. I'm not super familiar with.
Translated by Kabir Helminski and Ahmad Rizwani.
All right.
So if you are not familiar with Rumi, there's going to be some Rumi going on.
We're going to make this happen.
And you will understand why someone says there's going to be some Rumi going on.
Do you have any more books? Are you?
No, I'm out.
Okay, I have one more then. I forgot we had a double in there.
Oh, you do?
I have Neil Gaiman, The Ocean at the End of the Lane.
Okay.
Now, I am not super familiar with this. I couldn't even tell you what it's about. I do know I need to read more Neil Gaiman. I've read Gaiman and Pratchett's Good Omens, and it's delightful. And as far as I know, this is his big one. So
American Gods, I know, is a very big one.
is it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say this is one of his huge ones. Who was talking? Was it Hannah from Craving Books that I saw talking about this just a few days ago? A week ago?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to say yes. So Hannah, if you are seeing this, please let me know if I made a good decision or a poor one. But prologue. I wore a black suit and a white shirt, a black tie and black shoes, all polished and shiny. Clothes that normally would make me feel uncomfortable, as if I were in a stolen uniform or pretending to be an adult. Today they gave me comfort of a kind. I was wearing the right clothes for a hard day. We'll see what comes from it.
Smoothly written.
Neil Gaiman is wonderful.
I've never read any.
We quote Neil Gaiman all the time
Yes.
about writing, though,
Yes.
because...
Very smart gentleman.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. Well, let me read this from the back of Rumi. Love is the meaning of our existence, the raw material of transformation, the glorious way of access to divine intimacy. This teaching infuses the lyric verse of Rumi, the greatest of the Sufi poets. The poems in this collection, taken from among the master's many volumes of work, focus on his greatest themes, how love grows and matures for those on a spiritual path. Kabir Helminski and Ahmad Rizwani have crafted a translation that remains faithful to the original Persian while giving eloquent expression to the joy of Rumi's astonishing encounter with the divine. That's why you read Rumi.
All right. So,
Yes.
these were our purchases.
Yeah.
This was our relapse into Barnes & Noble.
This is your fault, not mine.
Okay, we live in the Midwest.
Yeah.
I live in St. Joseph.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty large city.
One bookstore, correct?
One bookstore that's not really a bookstore. We have technically a new bookstore. It's called, I'm not going to say what it's called. I like it, but it's used books, usually what the libraries are going to throw out.
Right.
But I find gems there. I'm happy with that. But we have one legitimate bookstore that's half a bookstore. They sell other things as well.
Yeah, a lot of other things.
Kansas City has Barnes & Noble.
Yeah, there's the half-price bookstore someplace. I've never been there.
We've never been to Half Price Books. That's happening. Our next book
gonna
haul
have
will
to.
come from Half Price Books.
There's a couple used books. There's a lot of spiritual bookstores.
A lot.
Not really my thing.
No.
So they sell philosophy a lot at those stores, which I can get into. They normally have a corner of fiction, but yeah, not a lot of selection as far as buying books. It's dying.
Unfortunately.
It's dying.
So, we are single-handedly keeping the market alive with our relapses. If you would like to see more from this and hopefully some reviews on some of these books that we just kind of tossed out here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and definitely give us a like on this video. Pop us up there so people know we exist.
Follow us on Twitter @StripCover and on Facebook @StripCoverLit.